Hi, my name is Michelle Hewer, and I am a UK Global Talent Visa coach. And today I'd just like to talk about the most recent changes in April 2022 in relation to the UK Global Talent Visa in digital technologies for the Stage 1 endorsement process. So here's a little bit of a presentation about the new changes in case you're not aware of them and you haven't checked the Tech Nation Visa website on what the new changes are. They're very minor, so don't worry too much, but I'd just like to share that with you. So just moving on to a little bit about myself. If you haven't seen any of my YouTube channels or my website, my name is Michelle Hewer. I'm the UK Global Talent Visa recipient and coach. In 2016, I was endorsed with Exceptional Talent. I became the Tech Nation Visa Ambassador for 2 years because back then, I know it was only 6 years ago, but it was a very new visa and I was one of the top 50 that applied and received it. And since then, I've been helping so many people with their own applications. I've helped, I think, over 500 people now and was the Tech Nation Visa Ambassador. Now, the great thing about the UK Global Talent Visa is that it gives you a route to settlement. So in 2019, I received my indefinite leave to remain, which is like a permanent residency. And then after that is when you can apply for your citizenship. So I am a British citizen now, and I'm so pleased that my immigration journey in the UK has ended. So as I said, I've helped over 500 applicants over the period of 6 years. My success rate is 90%, while the endorsement rate for Tech Nation is 54%. So, 1 in 2 applicants are unsuccessful, but I do have a very high success rate. I wrote a blog about my own journey, and that's how it all started, with me helping everyone with their applications. And you can have a look at my website at www.michellehewer.com and I'll also put it in the link below as well. So here is my website. If you haven't had a look at it, it gives you all the details about the Tech Nation Visa or the Global Talent Visa in digital technologies. I also give free discovery calls as well. If you complete my eligibility questionnaire, and I'll have a look at it, and if you are eligible, I will send you a link to book a free discovery call with me. It's a 15-minute conversation about your potential application and any questions that you may have. So have a look at my website there, and you can have a look at all the resources and templates, and some videos, and a little bit about appeals as well. So the Global Talent Visa in digital technologies requires 15 documents. Okay, so the first 5 documents that everyone has to submit is their CV, their personal statement, and 3 letters of recommendations by experts in their field. Okay, so that's 5 documents. The next 10 documents needs to make up of mandatory and optional criteria, which you choose. And there are 5 criteria and you only need to select 3. So depending on what criteria you select, then you need to make up 10 documents to fulfill that criteria. So in a nutshell, you can apply for exceptional talent or exceptional promise. Those who apply for exceptional talent are usually more than 5 years experience in their career, and those with exceptional promise would be less than 5 years experience in their career. Okay, then there's mandatory and optional criteria. The mandatory criteria, everyone has to select this. It's the leadership criteria. So you need to show 3 examples or 3 or 4 examples of leadership in your career. And then there are 4 options which you need to choose 2 out of 4. So have a look at these 4 options and you need to select 2. The first option is innovation. So you need to prove that you have shown some kind of innovation. You need to show volunteer work that advances the tech sector. You can show commercial, technical, or entrepreneurial impact, or you can show academic contributions. Now, because you can only choose 2 out of 4 options, within those options, if you say choose innovation, you need to provide 3 examples of innovation. And if you choose the volunteer work, you need to provide 3 examples of volunteer work. This is how your 10 documents are add up. So if you have 3 examples of leadership, 3 examples of innovation, 3 examples of volunteer work, say if those are the criteria you choose, that brings it up to 9 documents or 9 examples. Then with your 10th document, you pick whichever one you've already chosen, just to make it a little bit stronger. If you're stronger in leadership, put 4 documents instead of 3. So that's how you would make up the 10 documents. Okay, so TechNation always produce any or publish any changes to the guidelines. Okay, and this is the TechNation Visa Guide. And you can see these are all the guidelines here, and it talks about it. And it's some of it is clear, some of it is not. But if you watch my YouTube channels and you watch some of my videos, I will explain some of the criteria in a bit more detail. But don't forget to click on the change log. And this is where it tells you what changes have been made in the last month, 2 months, years, or whatever. So you please do check that. Even if you're going through your application, continually check this change log, and they will tell you what changes have been made. The most recent change is in April of 2022, so that's very recent. There are some minor changes to the letters of recommendation that everyone has to submit, minor changes to the exceptional talent, and minor changes to exceptional promise. Now, these changes, they don't tell you what they are. You have to click the change log. Last year in 2021, there were 6 changes. This year, there have been 2 changes. So, and they don't notify you. So you just have to continually check the website for these changes. So what are the changes? Okay, so the letters of recommendation by experts in your field, you need to provide 3 letters to fulfill that criteria. So the changes are that the author of these letters or experts would need to talk about your ability and about your global talent visa application. Okay, so basically what they're saying is you can't just use a generic letter. The letter has to specifically say that this letter is for the purposes of the stage 1 endorsement or for the global talent visa application. Okay, and these are the next things that have been deleted, and they've now replaced it. So basically your experts need to explain how they know you. So you need to establish your relationship. Your expert needs to know about your achievements in your field. Okay, how do they know about the achievement? Is either through working with you or have had a relationship with you over a period of time that you've spoken to them about, and that's how they know about your achievements. Then the author or your expert would also have to explain how they consider you to be an exceptional talent or promise. So again, talk about examples of the time when you have done this, and this is how they know that. Okay, so they need to have first-hand knowledge as opposed to people telling them that you are an exceptional talent or promise. And then finally, they would need to explain what your contribution you would make to the UK digital economy. Okay, so those are the things that the experts would need to say. Now, what has changed? Really, the main thing that has changed is they've now scrapped this and saying what your future plans in the UK are. So before, your experts had to explain, you know, what your future plans in the UK are and verify and confirm that in their letter. But now the change is they don't need to say what your future plans are. All they need to say is how they know you, what are your achievements, how do they consider that you are an expert in your field under exceptional talent or promise, and what contributions would you make to the UK digital economy. Okay. Now, the second change is with exceptional talent, they say that if you've got more than 5 years experience, you should go for exceptional talent. Okay, but also under the leadership criteria, you need to show leadership within your career in the last 5 years. Okay, so a lot of people that I've helped have, you know, more than 5 years experience. They've got 15 years, 20 years experience, and the leadership examples that they've chosen could be, you know, more than 5 years ago. with the evidence that they've presented. But what the changes are now saying is you need to show evidence of leadership only within the last 5 years. So not ones that were 15 years ago or not ones that were 10 years ago. So it has to be within the last 5 years to show that you are a recognized leading talent in the digital tech sector. Because the reason is because if it's 10 years ago or 15 years ago, that's quite old. So they want more recent evidence of leadership within the last 5 years. And that's just been added. The next one is, again, with exceptional promise. They also want to show what have you done in the last 5 years in the digital tech sector to show that you have been recognized a potential leader in the field. So again, the 5-year limit has been added in the new changes. The second thing is they want anyone who applies for exceptional promise, you should really be at an early stage in your career, because a lot of people have more than 5 years experience, but they still go for exceptional promise category. But here it's very clear that the Tech Nation guidelines have been updated to say you have to be at an early stage in your career. So, people who are less than 5 years experience or are graduates. So that's the new changes that they've made. I hope that's clearer. So the process is that it's the stage 1 endorsement process. And then once you've got your endorsement, then you can apply for your stage 2 visa application. I only help with stage 1. But within stage 1, there's 2 steps. Okay, so once you've finished your documents and you've done all the evidence, you've created them all, the first thing you have to do in the stage 1, step 1, is you have to pay and register at the Home Office. And that is a fee of £456. Then you've got 15 days to then submit and upload your application to the Tech Nation portal. Okay, so the step 2 is then once you've paid at the Home Office, then you go to the Tech Nation portal and you upload all your 15 documents on the portal, and then you hit the submit button. When I applied, it was all by post, which was very slow. So you're very lucky that they've now got an online portal. You can upload all your documents there. Then you have 8 weeks. You have to wait up to 8 weeks for them to decide the fate of your application. But usually it can take up to only 3 weeks. It really depends. 8 weeks is the maximum, but my clients have received responses within 27 hours, which some have. But 3 weeks is the average wait time. And then they tell you whether or not by email if you're successful or unsuccessful. If you are unsuccessful, you do have an opportunity to appeal the decision if you feel that the assessor has made a mistake. So you've got 28 calendar days to respond, and they have 28 calendar days to then review your application, review your appeal, and make a decision. It goes to another assessor, and then they make the final decision whether or not they agree with the first assessor or they disagree and they approve you. If you are successful, you get an endorsement letter to say, yes, you have been endorsed with exceptional talent or promise, and you can now go for stage 2 visa application. So this is the stage 2 section, which I don't help with. This is an immigration lawyer job to do, or you can do it yourself. For me, I did it myself, but if you feel like you need an immigration solicitor to help you, because this is a legal application, it's a Home Office visa application, you can proceed to stage 2. You pay the fee. The fee is £152. You also have to pay a biometrics and immigration health surcharge fee, and that is in the thousands. So this is the bigger fee. You also, if you have dependents, they have to pay that fee as well. Once you've done that, you can then wait 3 to 8 weeks before you receive your actual visa. So in effect, when you're looking at the timing of the application, the thing that you have to consider is you have to think about how long will it take you to prepare your endorsement application. For me, I take about 8 weeks when I work with my clients on a one-to-one basis. It takes about 8 weeks because we've got 15 documents that we need to prepare. Some people take less time, some people take more time. But on average, for me, if you're working with me, it's about 8 weeks. Then you apply to the Home Office and you upload your documents for the port and the Tech Nation portal. Then they have up to 8 weeks to decide. And if not, appeal. if you go straight through, then it's another 3 to 8 weeks. So just have a look at the timing of your application. For me, you know, the earlier you start, the better, because then you give yourself the maximum amount of time. And then there's also the waiting period, which is really horrible. But, you know, when you're waiting for a decision, hopefully you can distract yourself and get on with your life. And then you wait for the email to say whether or not you're successful or unsuccessful. So that's in a nutshell about the process and also about the changes. It's a very short video, but if you need more information, go on to my website and also hit the subscribe button to my YouTube channel. You will get notified with all my new videos that I produce. And I will be doing more content by either my blogs or my vlogs and videos on YouTube. So thank you for watching and hope to see you again soon. And see you later.